Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Biruni in India, chapter 65, titled On the Sacrifices. Before going to the video, please like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Biruni in India has totally 80 chapters, and now we are going to see the 65th chapter titled On the Sacrifices. Mainly he speaks about Ashwamedha Yaga here. He says that all the sacrifices which are done according to the Veda deals with fire. Only through the fire you will give your sacrifices to the lords. And many of them have now disappeared because certain sacrifices can be performed only by greatest of the kings, even not an ordinary king. It should be the greatest of the kings. For example, the Ashwamedha Yaga. In this yaga, a mare will be left free. It can go anywhere. It can go throughout the world anywhere, and no one should stop it. And soldiers will be following this mare, and while they are driving her, they will say that she is the king of the world. And if you don't agree, you can come forward and you can try to stop her. Now, what will happen is, if this mare is going to run into a kingdom ruled by a small king or anyone, if the mare crosses that kingdom and if the king does not stop it, then he is said to have agreed that he will come under this great king. And if the king stops it, then he will have to fight the army which is following the horse. And if he loses, then his kingdom will go to the great king. If he wins, this kingdom will be with him and the horse will be stopped with that. Now, behind these soldiers will come Brahmins. And wherever this horse casts its dung, they will perform the sacrifice in that place. And as she goes around the world and after the travel is ended, that horse will be provided to the Brahmins. It shall become the property of the Brahmins and they can earn their food from her. And in this sacrifices, the duration will be differing for each and every yaga. That is, sometimes certain yaga sacrifices will take even more than your lifetime. So all such sacrifices are not done now. And only a few sacrifices are practiced nowadays, but sacrifices are always there. And according to the Hindus, they believe that fire eats everything. That is, whatever you give to the fire, it will be taken in by the fire, and therefore it becomes pure. So if anything is unclean, it is mixed up with something is mixed in that particular thing, like water. In water, if you put anything, it gets dissolved in the water. Like whatever you put in the fire, it becomes clean. That is what the Hindus believe. And that is why they always regard fire and water. If they are in the hands of a non-Hindus, they have to be defiled because they have touched them. And generally, fire is the mediator through which offerings are given to the lords. That is, the devas will receive whatever we give through the fire. And why devas will receive is the fire comes from their mouth. Therefore, when you put something in the fire, it goes directly to the devas. And the Brahmins, what all they'll put in the fire is they'll put oil so that the fire will keep on burning. And they'll put different cereals like wheat, barley, rice, everything will be thrown in the fire. And if the Brahmins are offering this sacrifice on their own behalf, then they will recite the Vedas. If they are doing this sacrifice for somebody else, they will not recite anything. And story of the fire becoming leprous, this story is from Vishnu Dharma. The Vishnu Dharma tells the story. Once upon a time, there was a man. He belonged to the Dietas class. He was a very powerful and a brave king. And he was ruling Hiranyaksha. He had a daughter by name, it is written here Dikshat, but in Tamil, what I have heard is Dakshayani. And Dakshayani will be always praying to God and fasting, and she will be taking a lot of pains to worship God, and therefore she earned her place in heaven. And Mahadeva, that is Shiva, married her. And when they were alone, they were being very close according to the custom of the Devas. That is, they were cohabiting very long, and slowly the semen was transferring from Shiva. Now, seeing this, the fire thought like that will create another fire which will be equal to them or even more powerful than them. So they were jealous, and therefore they determined to defile and to ruin them. Now Shiva saw this, Mahadeva saw this, and his forehead started sweating, and some of the sweat dropped on the earth. The earth drank that sweat and it became pregnant with Mars, that is Kanda, which is the commander of the army of the Devas. Now Rudra the destroyer seized the drop of the semen of Mahadeva and threw it away. And that got scattered in the interior of the earth. It was almost like atom-like substances. Now the fire, because Mahadeva got so angry, became leprous, and seeing its own condition it became much ashamed, and immediately it went and hid in the Patala. Patala means the lowest earth. Now the Devas were not able to access fire because fire was hiding in the Padala. So all the Devas went in search of it. The frogs, they met the frogs on the way and they asked, where is the fire? The frog said, yes, we saw, it is in the Padala. And it went off. Now the fire came to know that the Devas know that it is in the Padala, so it went and hid in the tree Ashwatha. But at the same time it cursed the frogs because it had deceived her, and it cursed as the frogs must have a horrid croaking and people should not like that sound at all. And next, now it is hiding in the Ashwatha tree, isn't it? So the Devas came that side and the parrot said the fire is hiding in this place. So the fire again cursed the parrot, saying that your tongue should be topsy-turvy, that is upside down. The root must be in the place where the tip of the tongue should be. Immediately the Devas tried to pacify it by saying it's okay if your tongue is turned topsy-turvy, but you shall speak in human dwellings. Wherever human beings are there, you can happily go there and you can be there and you can eat all the delicate things. They bless it and they go. Now from the Ashwatha tree, the fire went and hid in the Sami tree. There the elephants came and they saw the fire and they informed the Devas of its hiding place. So the fire cursed the elephant that the elephant's tongue also should be topsy-turvy. So the Devas spoke to the elephant and said, if your tongue is turned topsy-turvy, you shall participate with man in all his victuals. Victuals means food items, and understand his speech. If human beings are speaking to you, you will understand. And finally they came and they reached the fire, but the fire refused to come with them and stay with them because it is now leprous. So the Devas freed it from leprosy and gave back its own health, and they brought the fire back with all the honor and said that you will remain the mediator between the Devas and the mankind. You will receive all the shares which the mankind is giving to you and you will offer to us, and therefore what human beings are offering will come and reach us through you. And here ends the story. This is what we see in chapter 65. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. It will be useful to others. Thank you.